Welcome back, everyone, to Lore of the Shadow, where last time I found a trinket in the hands of Iorzen the whatever, and I am showing it now to Mithrandir to find out if he knows anything about it.
What is this talk of prisoners? You have brought an Easterling out of Mordor?
Aha! This is not an heirloom of Mordor that you're showing me, but it's wreathed with corruption. I will see if there's aught that I can learn from it, but for now, you should not trouble yourself with Iorzen or this purloined gift. Both will be watched, and we will see what might be learned from either. Okay, then what do you want me to do?
The air in Udun is filled with choking fumes and unhealthy vapors.
Adventurers who sojourn into Gorgoroth have reported a great deal of discomfort, not only of the spirit, but also of the body. The air in Udun is filled with choking fumes and unhealthy vapors. Yes, I know, and you keep on sending me into it. But nowhere worse than that produced by the mines and foundries of Anglach. Yes, I've been sent into there also. I have prepared a number of restorative draughts that should bring comfort to adventurers in Udun. Boy, I wish I had some of these. I ask that you go to Anglach and give these draughts to any who might suffer in these maladies. Tell them, too, that they must withdraw. Every moment that they breathe the foul fumes brings them closer to harm and further from real recovery. Right, I know. Instead, you'll send someone with the lung capacity of a hobbit into there. I must say that the fumes coming out of Anglok are anything but subtle. So you would think that they would know about the fumes by now. The foundries of Anglok have filled the air with choking fumes. Don't I know that? Ah, this looks like someone I could speak with. Perhaps the captain of the group that's here. Ah, no, but he could use a nice draft. I am renewed. I will use this strength to return to safety. Okay. Yeah, that's probably the smart thing to do with it. Well, how about you? Here, drink this. And maybe you could get to a safe place. Ah, that helped a great deal. Thank you, friend. I'm getting out of here. Okay. Well, any sort of order? We'll get them moving fast. There you go. Brombith. Ah, that helped a great deal. Thank you, friend. Okay, you're welcome. And see that. Okay, I guess it's time to talk to Belaith.
What have you done? You have stopped my men from their tasks.
I lead this group of adventurers, and if they are not fighting orcs or searching for treasure, they are not doing their jobs. The air here is foul, that's true, but these are strong men, and they can't use that as an excuse to relax their effort. If you wish to be of help, you can make your way into the mine. Oh no, not again. It is delved behind the foundries here and descends beneath us for a great distance. Who knows what treasures await for us? The last time I saw someone claim a treasure in here, his entire group of men turned on him and tried to kill him. If you care so much for the lives of these men, you would be doing them a service if you thinned out some of the foes that lurk out in the mine. You might even find some treasure, too. Bring it out here, and I will return with my men back to the gate so that they may recover. But not before. Defeat orcs in the mines below Anglok and retrieve treasure. Oh, and one more thing. Thank you. This place makes me wish that I could bring along a spirit pet, but A, I don't have them in this line, and B, they're rather useless in combat. Well, I guess they're useful if you're taking damage in combat, but that's an entirely different matter. Now, I'm supposed to be killing orcs in here, so I need to find the orcs. Not every spider that's around here. Okay. We'll have to pick our way through the spiders and the burrowers. Actually, I think I don't actually need to kill all the burrowers. I can just walk by them. As long as I don't mosey along so slowly that they think that I'm threatening them or anything like that. Alright, now. Let's see. 6 orcs. That shouldn't be too difficult in this place. I mean, there were plenty of them last time I was here. Now, I would prefer not having to kill all the Nernhoth in the area, but it looks like some of them are going to insist on dying. Alright, well, maybe they'll come to their senses after all the orcs are gone. Could you imagine the adaptations whoever worked in this place had to have made in order to just survive here? I mean, yes, I'm sure that a good number of them just die within a couple of days or something like this, but I'm going to assume that eventually some of them are going to develop enough of immunity to survive in this place. Oh, spiders! Oh, that's one way to handle spiders. Oh, please, let's get this web out of here. There we go. Now, where were we? Oh yes, orcs. Now, I will presume that the treasures that we are supposedly collecting are in the possession of the orcs. Oh yeah, collected treasures in the mine. So instead of saying you killed orcs, it says that you've collected treasures. Apparently only the orcs have. Well, I can see, because they're certainly not going to let the Nernhoth go around keeping the treasures. And I suppose the spiders aren't going to be having any either. Here are the treasures you requested.
This is all you found?
These few bubbles are the most treasure that you could wrest from the mines beneath Anglak, foundry of the great Sauron. Yeah? Places of great shadow will hold greater rewards, and we are on the outskirts of the lands that were his. Perhaps greater treasure will be found in the grip of the shadow is stronger. Or perhaps you didn't know where to look, Pinelore. Just as soon as my men have recovered from breathing in the noxious fumes of this place, we will be back. The real treasure must be hidden deeper within the mine. Believe me, I had gone earlier as deep as you can go in these mines, and believe me, there was no great treasure there, except for something that completely corrupted a group of men and drove them completely crazy and caused them to kill each other and stuff like that. I don't think you want that treasure. I will do as I said I would, and my men will have a few days to rest and recover before we return. Right. Oh, by the way, did I remember to do this last time? I gave them the draft, but I have a feeling that for a few days they're going to go back in and get themselves killed.
To linger so near to Anglak is unwise.
Yeah, I'll have to agree with that. Those people do not value their lives as greatly as they value their treasure. If they continue on this course, they will soon have neither treasure. Neither. Treasure makes fools of all men. Well, that seems to be the case. To linger so near the mines and foundries of Anglach is unwise, for these seekers of treasure, or indeed for any. Who can say what foul work was undertaken for Sauron at Anglach, or what terrible craft was done there in the name of his war? Well, I don't wish to know anything else that was there, that's for sure. Oh, hold on. Oh! Oh, you know what was done there?
He fancies himself a wizard, does he? Eorzin knows about wizards.
Eorzin wants nothing to do with wizards. They are not as wise as they claim to be, nor as important, nor impartial. None know what was made at Anglach, but that is already not right, for I know well. The great ram Grond was made there, and wreathed about with spells. I saw it destroy the gates of the tall city itself, and if things had gone otherwise, there would have been no stopping it. Yes, I was in the war councils, and I heard the plans for Grond. Can the so-called wizard claim that? No, he cannot. It was a matter of pride for me, Eorzin the included. But now I have been replaced by Oracle, no doubt. He will not last. That, at least, is cause for comfort. What do you say about that, Mithrandir?
He is impudent, and he is impolite, and he is abrasive.
He may also be useful, though. I have an idea. Uh-oh.
Mordor has been closed to the eyes of Gondor for more than 1,000 years.
It's been closed ever since the fall of Durthan and the expulsion of the Thondream. That what transpired beneath the shroud of Gorgoroth remained unknown to us, and it brewed a bitter cup of rumor and worry and fear. That was in aid of Sauron's plans, as ever, for he knew the uses of fear better than any creatures in Middle-earth. But we have one in our keeping who witnessed the last days of the War of the Ring from the other side. Eorzin walked in Mordor when the people of Gondor, and indeed of all Middle-earth, could not pass the bounds of the land, well, except for Frodo and Sam, I guess. What did he see? What does he know? He claims he was involved in high councils of war. Perhaps that's true, and perhaps it is not. But there is no question that he may have knowledge of Sauron's lieutenants that we simply do not. Can he be forgiven for his crimes? If he can be forgiven, he might be given a new life in Gondor in exchange for the information that he possesses about Mordor and the power structure of the Black Land after the downfall of Sauron. Speak to Aragorn. It must be he who will forgive Eorzin for these crimes, if any will. So we now have Eorzin the criminal? All right. Hello there, sir.
I have considered making a place in Gondor for the Nunhoff, but does Eorzin merit the same treatment?
The Nirnhoth were cruelly mistreated by the overlords of Udun and elsewhere. Freedom was just a distant, half-remembered tale for them. But Eorzin led armies against us. He commanded his people to fight during the war, and many good men died on Kundalar Blaze before the White City. This is not an easy choice to make. The words of Mithrandir have not oft led me astray, Pine Lore. Eorzen will be given a new start in Gondor, in return for the knowledge that he can give us of Mordor. Speak to the wagon driver, Rothnor, and arrange for Eorzen's passage to the city. Well, first of all, we need Eorzen to agree to the terms, but yeah. Hello there. Do you have room for another passenger?
What's that? Another fellow needs passage back to the city.
Aye, I'll accommodate him. There won't be much room, but I've got a little more space if folk are willing to sit close. Oh, okay. It's maybe it's just covered with a tarp as protection against the elements, and that it's not loaded with all sorts of goods. I mean, in fact, most likely what he does is he brings supplies up from the city. And of course, there might be some things to return from there, but probably very little that's going back. So yes, it's possible that he has more room for passengers on the return trip. Well, what do you say about Eorzen the thoughtful?
What is it?
How grand, Pine Lore! An offer of pardon from Gondor? I spit at the offer! I am not interested in the charity of this king. I have not yet decided which side of this contest will be the victor. Why then will I allow myself with any of you? I have seen nothing to prove that Gondor will triumph in the days to come. But I know of many dangers that lurk still in Gorgoroth, waiting. Your people have brought Nirnhoth through the Black Gate and freed them from captivity. I have an exercise for you. Speak these names to them, and ask yourself why I would side with Gondor when there are foes in Gorgoroth such as these still alive, still active, and still angry. Speak the names of Dulgabeth. Speak the name of Ugrakor. Speak the name of Urudani. Does Gondor possess such terrors as these? I think it does not. Let's see. Ugrakor. Okay, let's see. Dulgabeth. That was the mouth, right? Okay, Ugrakor. Well, we've heard of Ugrakor because he's the one with Dirthang and all of that stuff. But as for the others, who knows? Well, I will presume that the Nirnhoth here will have an idea. Hello.
Ugrakor knows no mercy. He delights in death.
Well, based on anything I've heard about Ugrakor already, I will say that's an accurate synopsis. That's why we start with him, is to make sure that they really have the same understanding of what I will. His face is terribly scarred, but not always. They say Sauron punished him for something, held him to the fire. Huya falls silent and will speak no more. Oh, yeah. Well, what about you?
You should not speak of Urudani.
Urudani! They say if you speak her name, she hears it and will come. Her kiss is death. Her embrace, torment. Of course, with what you learn about Urudani later, I could see that being literally true, considering her condition. Have we not suffered enough? Let the stone maiden slumber, and awaken her not. Okay. And I guess that leaves Dulgabeth for you.
He was the mouth of Sauron.
Well, that means I've met him then.
Rode at his command.
I can tell you nothing of Dulgabeth that a dozen others could not. He was the mouth of Sauron, and his knights rode as his command. They plucked me from my village by the sea and marched me long leagues to Udun, where I was put to work at the forges. I only saw the mouth once, from afar, for he was too busy with Sauron's errands to spend time tormenting the Nirnhoth. But Sauron's gone, and if the mouth had a leash, it is now off him. We should not be speaking of him here, so close to Mordor. It will bring ill fortune. Speak no more to me of him. Well, okay, so they're nasty people. Well, what does Eorzin the Learned have to say about that?
Do you see? Sauron may be gone, but his servants were many.
And his servants were beings of power and of terror. I have not seen anything of Gondor that can hope to stand against even one of these three, and that is not the full extent of his lieutenants. And so I became Eorzin the Unwilling, and refused the so-called king's offer of pardon. I will remain between the realms until I taste which side the wind blows, Pinelor. Right now, the breeze is rank, and it comes from Gorgoroth. Well, so for now, you'll be Eorzin the Waiting. Well, not much so far, but at least we have some idea of who we're going to be going against.
I believe Eorzin will still be useful to us.
I hold that Eorzin will still be useful. He has already been so, for I think that this artifact that he stole from Durthing can be made to serve our purposes. And further, he has given us an idea of the evils that await within Gorgoroth. The shadow that hangs on Mordor is too deep for you to pierce it without powerful help, but pierce it you must if you are to combat the villains of whom he spoke. Oh, well, you mean I should knock on Dulgabeth's door and say, hello, you want to fight?
The artifact Eorzin stole from the vault of Durthong bears a powerful corruption.
But it is not made from the land of Mordor. It came from elsewhere, and the corruption that envelops it stems from the long stay in the Black Land. If this evil could be cleansed, I believe that Elrond could imbue it with a powerful and vital force for good. Before that can happen, however, we must do something about the corruption that Mordor has worked upon it. There are different methods to accomplish this, though the wise disagree upon the effectiveness of each. My preferred means for such cure is to bring the corrupted item to the place where it was made, or to places of some significance upon the path, and thereby diffuse the foul touch of Mordor that has, in the interim, claimed it. We must learn the story of this heirloom before it came to Mordor. Oh, good luck in that! Looks like a simple bag of leather, sealed with a strap of cord tied to a simple-looking knot. Mithridates sets his fingers to untying the knot, but the cord resists his efforts. There is more here than appears at first, Pinelor. For untying this knot should be a simple matter, yet it is not. There is some power at work here that keeps this bag sealed. When I shake it, it sounds like small stones. The bag is not empty, but what it contains still remains a secret until the bag is opened. I have seen bags of this type in in the position of the Earthkin, such as those that live at Lemachoti in Ramduath, south of Angmar. Speak to their chief, and perhaps he will be able to open the bag and remove the corruption that surrounds it. To the chief of the Earthkin in Angmar. And, boy, yeah, just a little jaunt. Yes, Mithrin dear, just a tiny little jaunt. And where will this jaunt take us? We have to find that out in the next episode of Lore of the Shadow.